Nobody hit them. Nobody shouted. And yet, something in their brain just pulled a fire alarm. The same cluster of neurons that fires when you break a bone just fired because someone chose not to speak to them. That's not a metaphor. That's an fMRI. This is what the silent treatment actually does to you. For most of human history, being excluded from your group wasn't awkward. It was fatal. No shelter, no food, no protection, just the dark. Your brain never forgot that. Which is why today, even when the stakes are a silent dinner and not a frozen winter, your body responds the same way. Cortisol, elevated heart rate, a low, grinding sense of dread. Kipling Williams, a psychologist at Purdue University who spent 2 decades studying ostracism, puts it bluntly, giving people the silent treatment even briefly causes emotional and physical harm that most people don't realize they're inflicting. And some people, a specific kind of person, figured this out and learned to use it. In 2003, neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger ran an experiment at UCLA. She put volunteers in an fMRI machine and had them play a simple digital ball toss game with 2 other players. Halfway through, the other players stopped passing to them. That was the entire experiment. A video game. A ball being left out. The anterior cingulate cortex, the brain's alarm system for physical pain, lit up identically to how it responds to a broken bone. Not metaphorically similar, neurologically identical. The reason it hits so hard is that silence doesn't just hurt, it attacks 4 things at once. Your sense of belonging, your self-esteem, your feeling of control over your own life, and your belief that your existence matters to another person. Lose all 4 simultaneously, and the psyche has nowhere to anchor. This is why people being silenced often do something that looks irrational from the outside. They apologize for things they didn't do. They beg. They chase. They're not being weak. Their brain is responding to what it perceives as a survival emergency. While all of this is happening in your mind, your body is running a different program. The hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis fires. Cortisol, your primary stress hormone, surges through your bloodstream. Your heart rate climbs. Your muscles tense. Your thoughts race. And if this keeps happening, day after day, week after week, the cortisol doesn't reset. Research shows it dysregulates the entire stress response system, causing structural changes in the hippocampus and amygdala, the brain regions that govern memory and fear. You don't just feel worse. Parts of your brain physically change. Here's the part that doesn't get talked about enough. After enough exposure, the brain starts scanning the environment constantly for signs of withdrawal. A pause before someone texts back. A slightly shorter reply than usual. A glance that doesn't quite land. The rejection sensitivity wires itself tighter with every episode. Clinically, this begins to look like PTSD, hypervigilance, intrusive thoughts, emotional dysregulation. Research now classifies chronic silent treatment, used as emotional abuse, as capable of producing exactly these symptoms. The prison isn't silent, it's who you become after enough of it, which raises a question. If this causes genuine neurological damage, if it triggers pain circuits and floods the body with cortisol, why do people use it? Because it works. The psychologist John Gottman identified a pattern called demand withdraw. One partner escalates emotionally, the other goes stone cold. His research found this is one of the most reliably destructive dynamics in relationships and often predicts eventual breakdown. But in the hands of someone who understands what they're doing, someone controlling, someone narcissistic, the silent treatment becomes a precision instrument, No fingerprints, no evidence. Just compliance. The target learns. Their distress ends the moment they submit. They stop arguing. They apologize. They reshape themselves to avoid triggering it again. That's not a relationship. That's conditioning. Here's what the research actually shows about the person using it. A 2026 systematic review found that giving the silent treatment to someone you're close to depletes your own cognitive and physical performance. The suppression required, the active effort of withholding, costs something. Silence isn't power. It's the performance of power by someone who doesn't have the emotional vocabulary to handle conflict. The silent treatment is a developmental arrest dressed up as control. It's what happens when a person never learned that relationships survive disagreement, that conflict can be had and survived and even make two people closer. The silence doesn't tell you that you're worthless. It tells you they don't know how to love without leverage. So, what do you do with this? If it happens once after a genuine argument, it might just be someone who needs space and doesn't know how to ask for it. That's worth a conversation. If it's a pattern, if silence is the currency of control in a relationship, recognize it for what it is. Not a mystery to be solved, not a punishment you earned. A method. Name it, don't chase it, and understand that the pain you feel is your brain correctly identifying a threat, not evidence that something is wrong with you. The brain doesn't forget being left out, but it can learn who's worth staying for. If you found yourself recognizing something in this video, either in a relationship you've been in or in a behavior you've used, that recognition is where change begins. We'll see you next time.